Stop streaming. How do I get a YouTube? I'm gonna go to YouTube. I'm gonna do ALGS fonts. Go to my channel. Video. With that. Battery. Living. Open. Okay. So there's that. I'm gonna grab my coffee. I'm gonna look at LG today. I'm back. Coffee. I'm back. This is the calibration work. Oh, it does work. Hell yeah. That's cool. Okay. Excuse me. These putting on my socks because it is chilly. I'm gonna look at LG. If anybody has questions. LG today. LG Suite. Pre-game. Pre-game, pre-game, pre-game. Game one. Fissure. Skip it around. You go to Mirage early for what information? Folks. Huh. I think slow side edge. How do they cross here? How do they do this? So they go low ground. Is Mirage a part of their... Oh, it looks like it. Yeah, it looks like Mirage is a part of their POI. That makes sense. Okay. So they get here early. For the tier 2 players and below, they're playing hard zone, I guess. That's why I don't like the definitions. It's another reason why I don't like the definitions of playstyles. Oh. Interesting. White circle edge choke, right? But it's also green circle, so it's not that bad. Take a look at this. It's also green circle edge choke. So if this was just white circle edge choke, it'd be problematic, but it's also green circle. The thing is, though, this, they can't really hold that definitively for another 2 rings. So I want to see what they do. I'm pretty sure they make it to round 4 here. I don't really need to hear the comms. I just want to look at their positioning. They know that people are going to walk up on them. So now it's white circle edge choke, and they're trying to control white circle edge choke. And they can do that because they have a power position, right? They have, like, white circle edge choke can work if you have a power position, right? You have all the traps set up here, 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 here. You have the bank smoke for area denial on the right side, and you have cover, right? Power position defined as cover, basically, and information. So all they have to do though is just be mindful of their back around here. On the south side. Let's take a look at what happens. Around. I'm gonna do a rat play. They're just holding that side. Sweets. No one's looking. The south side. 20 squads left. Seems predictable. One dead, so it was a duo. They're controlling white circle edge choke. They're basically saying, back the fuck off, this is our area. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, so they can control this, but this is the thing that I want to be aware of, right? So I want to hear their comms. I want to see what Sweet is talking about next. What is their next plan? Do we even get comms here? I think we get comms here. I wonder if his API access allows him to get comms. I don't think so. Yeah, no comms. Unfortunate. So they're just basically holding this until they can control the next white circle edge choke. This is a proper way to do it, to be honest. White circle edge choke, because they have the power position. It's a very powerful way to do it. This is like purposeful. They're holding this on purpose. This might be the first time I've ever seen somebody hold white circle edge choke on purpose with like a really good plan. But even then, it's still ridiculously difficult because there is a chance. So you have to get free kills here. Because there's always going to be a fight at these chokes, right? Always going to be a fight at these chokes. But since, unlike TSM in my earlier video, like here's the cover, they have the smokes, they have the area denial with the smokes, right? Anti-aim assist. Yeah, they have great cover. This is a great way to control white circle edge choke, right? And then they're just clearing their back here. And they're fairly certain that no one's going to push up on them from these houses because with this many teams left, these people will not leave their POI, will not leave their POI and their cover to go down here to God Rock and then shoot them. That would be insane. That would be stupid, you know. Especially now that Catalyst isn't in the meta, it's not viable anymore. So, but they just need to have one person be mindful of their back. Unfortunately, we cannot hear their comms. That's I think. So here, he's holding it. Again, this is why we need to be careful of White Circle Edge Choke, is because if you don't control this power position, right, you're gonna die. Like these people over here, whoever this team is, they're dead. Every time. So, here we go. First kill. That kills from it 4. Laser and Awoke. That is unfortunate. 9 lives. I wonder who their coach is. Oh, interesting. EC eliminated. Okay, so here we go. I wonder if this is the. No, it's not. Okay. I was gonna say if it counter pulls, that would be crazy. So here's the thing. This is something that a lot of teams aren't prepared for, and it seems like Sweet is smart enough to know that the ring will pull away from them. Like 80% of the time, will pull away from them. But they wanted to sit here so that way one, they are guaranteeing themselves into around top 10, so they get placement points. And then if they're holding this choke, they're also getting kills because it's a choke. It's white circle edge choke. So by getting that, they're basically farming for kills. This is like an incredibly efficient way to do that. However, we can't hear from their comms because we can't hear their comms. Like, I don't know what his plan is here. So they could evac tower. I think they've already used their evac tower, which is a little silly from how they were using it before. I want to see what their ring 4 plan is, because rings 1 through 3, you kind of want to just secure your position. Like, position is king or queen, however you want to say that. And then ring 4 through 6 is a combination of position and kills. So I want to see which one they prioritize, though. Sometimes you want to prioritize position over kills, but then other times you want to prioritize kills over position because you know you can't win the game for those kills. So I want to see what he prioritizes here. And Sweet is like a position whore. Oh, they're going for kills. They're trying to clear forward, which is really interesting. Again, we can't hear their comms, so that's why I have the sound off. They're really farming for kills here. Did that mean Sweet thought the ring was going to pull away? Okay, so here's the thing. This is a common thing I actually went over with my team, with White Flash. Okay, so when the ring pulls away from you, right? If you're here and you know the ring's going to pull away from you, like 80% of the time it's going to pull away from you, right? So if you know and you can anticipate that there's a high chance that the ring pulls away from you, you need to prioritize. You need to do 2 things. Your 2 options are 1, to look for a better spot, right? And just see if God's spot is open. Just look if God's spot is open. Even in these lobbies, just like send somebody over here, see if God's spot's open, like is top of tower of thermal open, and sometimes it is. It's crazy, right? There might be like that 10% chance that that the center tower of thermal is open. You get to look at that, and then you just evac up and you fly there, and then you win the game, right? Or you get top 3 or whatever, right? Sometimes it's always worth to look at it. So, but usually that first option, God spot, doesn't work. So, but just take the time to take a look if God spot is open. So, most of the time, like 90% of the time, if the ring pulls away, if you're here and you know the ring's going to pull away, 90% of the time, you're going to have to fight. not just a God spot, but like a good spot. God or good, basically. God or good spot. So, what do they do? The ring pulls away from them down here, and then they know that this is going to be in ring. And in order to get this position, they can't just, it's not going to be given to them, basically. They have to fight for it. Or they bully them out. And here's the thing why, with fighting these teams, right? Like, why you can't be afraid of fighting is because when you're fighting this team, it could be a full 3v3. That's one option. Or it could just be a bullying situation where you're pushing them out of their house. This team in this house might just leave. And they're like, fuck this is not worth it, right? We don't have the meds, because you don't know what their situation is like. But it's always worth it to push these people. How to get as sexy as Balverine? I'm not sexy, dude. I'm a nerd. But I like myself, so that helps a lot. If you like yourself, I think that's a form of sexy, you know? I know I'm handsome, but I don't know if I'm sexy. Okay, yeah, you're handsome as heck, Chris. But I don't know if you're sexy. Like everyone has a different definition of sexy. Nice to see you, buddy. Um, Hope your sister's doing well. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Ring pulls away from them. Have to fight, so they're making the choice to fight, and they're making that choice instantly, right? So this is not like them deliberating. Even if you could hear their comms, I guarantee, especially with Sweet, they're making very instant decision that we're going to shoot. Hold on, who the fuck is green? Slayer. Oh my god. Slayer goes to Godrock over here to get an angle. He's looking this way while his two teammates are looking this way. Why? Did Sweet send him to look for zips? Maybe to walk in? They could take the zip, go over here, because that's definitely an option. But there's a higher likelihood that Slayer is just lost as fuck because he is their caustic. There's a very good chance that he's just anchoring, kind of looking for the next position. I'm well. I am trying to decide if I want to stay in America or if I want to go back to Asia at the end of the month. I'll probably decide at the last second and then just go wherever the fuck I want. I'm also debating whether or not I want to just stay in one place for a long time just so I can have a desk set up, because it's really frustrating to only play on. Yeah, so this is what happened. Look at that. They bullied them out. Look at this. They get the scan. Getting poked at with one gun by a G7. Only one scan, right? This is why it's always worth it to try to push, because you don't know how bad a situation these guys are in. It's just one person. Even if this was a full team, this team right here, they could just have triple white. they could be triple whites and 2 cells each. They're like, fuck this, we need to leave, So it's always worth it. And it's not even a full fight, it's just a 3v3. Did I meet the lady? Oh yeah, I met the lady. We decided just to stay as friends, which was great. We actually like each other more. We love each other more now. We had a conversation that lasted a half hour. We talked about it like adults. I'm just a kitty? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we talked about it like adults, and because we've been friends for over 15 years, she wanted to see if we could try to have a relationship that wasn't just a friendship. I don't like saying just a friendship, but she wanted to see if we can have a more intimate relationship. We tried for a couple of weeks, and then I was like, this is weird. And she's like, I think this is weird too. And all within a half hour conversation, nobody cried. Nobody was really that emotional. We were both bummed about it. But at the end of the conversation, we were better friends than we were before. We said, hey, we tried to, see if we could be life partners or partners of any sort. It didn't work. It was an experiment. We tried it. and we still hang out. You know, she's a performer. I won't say what kind of performer she is because it's her life. And I still go to her shows. I promote her. She introduces me to her friends. I introduce her to the friends that I've made while I've been here. And we went hiking the other day. Yeah, so it's all good. Okay, so let's go back into this. Thanks for asking, Chris. How's your sister, man? Is she doing okay? How's her hand? Okay, so here they bully. I want to look at the pings. Look for yellow pings. Pause. Oopsies. Oh shit. I suck. Okay, so we're gonna look for yellow pings. He's looking for crafting? Does that mean they're low on bats? I'm confused. I really wish I could hear their comms. Okay, so Ring pulls away from them. Okay, we already saw this. What do they do here? They got their kills. They go to low ground, right? And now they're going to try to go for kills again. This is smart, or at least they're going to try to bully. It's the same formula over and over again. Literally, what they're doing is looking for a good spot. First, you look for a spot, either God or good, separated into God spot or good spot. God or good. And if that doesn't work, you do this. You fight. Or you at least pretend to fight. You know, you kind of bully the situation. It's literally rinse and repeat. It's just these two steps and you repeat it. So what they do is they're trying to get over here. And yeah, why don't, this was the question, why don't they just stay here? One, there is cover. You could justify they could just sit here and do nothing, right? But here's the thing. I would call this a C position. There's a A position, a B position, and a C position. In terms of grades, this is God, this is good, this is bad, right? The longer you are in a bad position, the faster you will die, if that makes any sense. So the longer they stay here, the more eyes, because there's 8 other squads, the more eyes will look at them and shoot them and deplete their meds, deplete their cells, and they'll just get naded out, and everybody is going to focus them. These people will focus them because they'll see that these people are shooting them, and everyone's going to bully the shit out of them. So for them to try to make a decision, to decide to go to a building, either coexisting or full on fighting, is an incredibly good idea. So you don't want to be in a C position for very long. In fact, you want to get out of there very quickly. I can give an example if you'd like. It's kind of sad because they are not letting her fly because of her hand, so the treatment is going on. That's actually a good thing, Chris. That's a very good thing because it means that her coworkers and her job actually care about her. That's in America. If someone's hand was injured, they would be like, "Why aren't you at work?" Right? But imagine if your boss, like if you got injured and your boss was like, "No, go take a rest." That's that's like whoever she works for is a good company. Whoever her bosses are, whoever her coworkers are, that's a good thing. So that's a great sign. I'm jealous. I'm not jealous actually. I have a good work environment. I kind of do whatever I want. Um, okay, so here they're coexisting, they're bullying people out. This caustic is on the opposite team is brain dead. That grenade was crazy. Okay, pause here just for a second. So on a fighting level, we are going to take a look at this. So Funk gets naded out by some weird delay. He walks back into the grenade, which is crazy. That's crazy. He's doing too much. He's getting nervous. He gets grenaded. Just stay there. Look, he's out of that zone. But he walks back into the grenade because he saw the grenade. He walks out of it first, step one. But then step two, he goes back in. Like, what? Not good. Not good. Boom. Goes back in. Okay, so here's the thing. In a fight, Slayer's shields are already down. So Slayer's shields are down. Funk shields are down. So when your two teammates' shields are down, whoever shields are down in a fight, you need to put yourself, let's say circles are your teammates, right? And these are your enemies. They're all triangles. They're all looking at you. If your teammates' shields are down, you need to put yourself between your teammates and your enemy. Or you need to put your ability, like smokes, between yourself and your enemy. Smoke your teammates even. And then put yourself between you and your enemy, right? Immediately. Like whatever your plan is, you need to immediately do that. This is called trading out, right? This is your teammate. This is you. They get hurt. They back off. You replace them. Very simple. You don't see Sweet doing that. He's probably doing a million other things. You know, I think they just die here. Their team coordination in fighting is, oh man, that's such a nasty angle. Like whoever was that? Those Niazul. Okay, yeah. They're like one of the best fighting teams in the world. This is literally old LG versus new LG. That's funny. Like this is map knowledge right here. Holding this angle, this means Niazul has fought or has seen people fight this angle before. This is from VOD reviewing. This is just from a lot of like creative fighting. This angle is really, really great. I'm glad your sister is doing well enough, man. I'm glad she's fine. That'd be... Oh my god. That's crazy. I don't know what Sweet was doing here. We can't really blame Sweet. Um, I didn't see a single smoke from him though, which is crazy. Like, I think, why didn't he do any aggressive smokes? I didn't see any smokes. Like, here's the deal. Like, yes, you have two controller players on your team, but just deny area, right? Literally, fights are mostly like area denial, besides damage, right? Area denial and health management. Area denial goes first. Area denial comes with shooting. Oh, shooting, can't spell. Abilities. I don't see any smokes. None here at all. And it's even more beneficial to smoke your feet. If you're Bangalore and you're right here, like at the bottom, over here in the bottom corner, smoke your feet. Why? Because you can just go backwards. You know, if you get injured, you can just go into the smoke or smoke over here. You know, preemptive smokes. You see, who's really good at Zero? Zero is probably one of the world's best at this. Same with Shubi. Very good at preemptive smokes. Walks back into the grenade, which is crazy. I bet you he cringes every time he looks at that. That's gotta hurt. They die here. Fighting. Okay. So we are going to go to game 2. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I am down to answer anything. It doesn't have to be Apex related. It could be other stuff too. Okay. I'm gonna skip. Mirage is part of their UI. Flip here. Triple blues. Hold on, I want to look at, see if he opens the map at all. Oh yeah, as a thing, I was going to actually use a different player model. I was gonna like get my own like personal player model, but like in the free pack for VTuber Studio was a black cat. And like, why would anybody, get like a really cool player model when it could just be a cat? Easy, easy, easy choice. All right, scan by survey, straightforward. Walking up on this because, that's smart. They are, I wish Funk opened his map more. I don't think he has to as much because Sweet is kind of like micromanaging everything. Again, they're playing slow side of ring here. Oh, they double back. You know why they double back instead of fighting, right? Because this is round one. That's why. This is an old Hotsick thing, right? If you have the chance from rings 1 through 3, rings 1 through 3, you have the chance between a free rotation and a fight. You always take the free rotation. Always. Right? So they're just taking a free rotation. Are they losing cells? Yeah. But this was the right move. It shows that Sweet put aside his ego and was looking for a better plan. Take the free rotation backwards, get their econ up. Xset uses the word econ as an economy, as in loot economy and action economy. Basically just means cells and bats. That's really it. Rotating, slow rotating towards. What is that ring pull? Holy shit. Gonna pull away from them. Right now, again, rings 1 through 3, you're just trying to get to a good position. Edge is fine. Like, I wouldn't even call them edge playstyle, right? They're just getting to cover. Literally cover to cover. That's all they're doing. Like this, most people would misconstrue this, misinterpret this as edge playstyle because they're on edge. No, they're just going cover to cover and avoiding fights, unnecessary fights. So that way they can get to ring 4. That's it. Good morning, Jack. I think I saw Blooming Flower, Kanira's team, make this issue. Like they were fighting a lot before ring 4, which they didn't need to. Just get to ring 4, and then once you get to ring 4, then you can start thinking about kills and position. But you know, you get nervous. Look at this. This is one of the best IGLs in the world. And, like a minute earlier, he had this plan of playing slow side of the ring towards tree. They get scanned, right? They could ego this. They could just say, fuck you, we're going to try to take this spot, this rock over here. But instead, they're just going to go back. They're going to double back. That's it. See, they turn around. Super simple. Turn around. You're allowed to leave. You don't have to engage. Free rotation over that kill. Every time. If you have a VOD that you want me to take a look at, I can. Just put it in the link or in my Discord. See, they're just holding a position. See, this isn't even like when people think edge, they always conflate it with like fighting, right? It's not. Just cover. That's it. Just get cover. The game is much simpler than you think. From rings 1 through, again, I'm going to repeat this over and over again. If you can, these are the best teams in the world. Rings 1 through 3, right? You are going cover to cover. From position to position, power position to power position, whatever you want to say. And then rings 4 through 6 is position and cover. Sometimes you have to prioritize position if you feel like you can get to top 5 or top 3. And then other times you want to prioritize kills. So position and kills is 4-6. And as the ring closes, one will be more important than the other. Sometimes position is king, other times kills are king. It all depends. But rings 1 through 3, it's easy. Just get the fuck away. This is actually harder. Rings 1 through 3, in my opinion, is much harder in tier 2 Why is it harder? Why is rings 1 through 3 much harder compared to Pro League? Because in Pro League, everybody plays, everybody avoids fight from rings 1 through 3. At least at LAN, you know? Maybe not scrims. People play differently during scrims, right? But tier 2, you know, let's say out of 20 teams, there's always 4 to 5 teams who don't know what the fuck they're doing. That is a quarter of your lobby. A quarter of your lobby. Like 25%, 20 to 25% of your lobby is completely full aping you in rings 1 through 3. This is why tier 2, rings 1 through 3 is harder than Pro League. Because you just have teams that are completely aping you, like triple contesting you, challenging you on contests, you know. Yeah, like this is such a shit show because like more, sometimes even like 30 to 40% of the teams just don't know what they're doing. And I'm pretty sure if you've played CC, you've experienced that. So in my opinion, Pro League 1 through 3 much easier than rings, or it can be much easier, I should say. Hello, what is especially important around Ring 4? So Ring 4 is the same thing as Ring 5 and 6. So Ring 4, position, and kills. That's it. Position and kills. Sometimes position is more important, other times kills are more important. And then that's contextual. This is why VOD reviewing is so important, right? I didn't adapt to round 3 the right way due to this. We need to switch our play style, and I didn't. It's not that we didn't know, it's just that I didn't do it. Yeah, that's hard. Like, here's the thing, Jack. Like, you know, which sucks, right? Like, you know while you're making the mistake. You have the knowledge. Here's the thing, Jack. You don't need to learn anymore. In terms of, like, information, right? Information. You don't need any more macro information, right? You just need more experience. Because experience creates wisdom. You'd rather be around somebody who is wise versus somebody who is knowledgeable or intelligent, quote unquote, who actually you all the time and corrects you all the time. Right? Why is that? Because their actions are the thing that matter, right? So you failed in that regard, and that sucks. And and it's also a good thing because one, you're self-aware enough to know how you made the mistake, why you made the mistake, and how you can improve on it. And I'm proud of you that you actually made a choice to fail. Because before, and this is a couple of people have had this issue, including some of my students, you were right here, right? Here's Jack. Before, you had a choice between A, and then you had a choice between B. And you had 30 seconds left to make the choice, and it would go down to 0. And you wouldn't choose either. You would choose option D or whatever the hell, which was do nothing, right? And then you die. You know, you'd have edge, and then you'd like kind of like rotate in too early. But yeah, I'm proud of you and the fact that you chose um, one choice. Was it the wrong choice? Yes, but you at least made that choice. And on a skill acquisition level, on a long enough time horizon, you made the right choice. Short term, that sucks. But long term, for your own growth, you did the right thing. That's good. Yeah, we didn't make day 2 because my lack of CC experience, honestly. Yeah, you have to accept that. It sucks. Sometimes you can't do anything about it. There's no action you can take. There's no amount of VOD reviews that you can do to make it hurt less. It's gonna hurt. And you can't, think your way positively out of this, man. Today's gonna suck. Yesterday really sucked for you. And you're going to grieve over that decision. It's going to haunt you, but not in like, like a ghost way. It's going to come back to you in waves. So, like, grief comes in waves, pain comes in waves, right? Like, this is you. Today is Sunday, right? On Saturday, your pain the amount of pain that you felt was like a 10. Today it's going to feel like a 9. Monday it's going to feel like an 8, right? And each day it's going to get less and less and less. No matter how much effort you try to make it less, it's just how it works. But then what's going to happen is it's going to be 3 weeks from now, right? And you're going to think about this, and it's going to feel like a pain of 2. It's going to come back randomly at some moment. And this is what we call cringe. And then 10 years from now, or a year from now, or even 3 months from now, that cringe, like fine wine, like grapes that ferment over time, is going to be funny. You're going to look back on this 3 months from now, and you're like, man, that was fucking stupid. That was funny. Yeah, we're doing okay. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing okay. Glad your mentals aren't shocked. I think you guys should stay together as a team. You have real potential. Real potential. We can talk about it off stream of like things that can kind of we can create a plan for you. It sounds like you already have a plan of attack of things that you need to work on, right? Because you have your different skills. Again, you should focus on skill acquisition, right? You have your macro, like a skill tree, right? You have your macro, four, five, right? You have your macro, you have your micro. Let's say you have your team fighting, you have your day of, let's say competition day, basically, and communication, right? So in terms of communication, you guys are at a 2. You are improving. Before, you were at a 1. Like 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, you were at a 1. You guys are now at a 2, maybe 2.5. Comp nerves, I would say that you guys are at a 2, maybe 2.5. In terms of team fighting, you guys are like 4, maybe 3. I don't know. So it depends who you're comparing it to, right? If we compare it to everybody in the lobby, I would say you're a 4, maybe even 5. Micro, I would say you guys are at 3, maybe 4, probably 4. Macro, great macro. But the thing is though, your comp nerves will bring this down to a 3. Case in point, yesterday. That happens. Okay, so we're gonna keep watching LG. Sorry for that little sidetrack. Actually, I'm not sorry for that. It's cool to talk to people. Okay. It seems like you don't need my advice for VOD reviewing because you already know what you need to do. You're knowledgeable enough, dude. At this point, it's just about experience and just putting yourself through the motions. You know, you have the answers in you already. All of you, all 3 of you do, not just you. And then you course correct occasionally. Okay, so they're on edge here. They're going from position to position, cover to cover. This is playable. They get cover here. You know, so when they're here, they lock it down. Basically, they just turn this into a power position. They put barrels here, here, wherever. And they're sitting inside. But the thing is, though, you don't want to just sit inside. You want to sit out here. It depends how many meds you have. And then kind of make your presence known a little bit. A little bit. You know what's also viable is here. If you play underneath the staircase at the end of the bridge, you can actually control that area really well. That's a good one, too. It's a popular place to sit in APEC. But unfortunately, that area doesn't really give you a lot of maneuverability and presence. You can kind of go there if it's a last ditch effort. We have a VOD review today, and what to fix this week, yeah. Yeah, you guys already know. You don't really need my help. If you like it, I'm always down to help. But I think you guys already. This is actually, Jack, this is why I want you to coach. Because it just simplifies things for you. And the reason why you want to simplify things you already know is because it gets easier to access, right? It's much easier to access. Let's say like you're trying to pick up like sticks, right? Let's say you're trying to pick up 5 pounds worth of sticks, but those like 5 pounds worth of wood, right? 5 pounds, which is not a lot. 5 pounds worth of wood. But if that wood is just like a million matchsticks, and you're just trying to pick up like, if you're trying to carry a million matchsticks, like 1,000 matchsticks, it's really, really hard to pick up 5 pounds of 1,000 matchsticks. That's all your knowledge. That's complicated, right? Thousands of matchsticks. But if you, you know, fuse all those matchsticks into one stick, that's 5 pounds. It's so much simpler to pick up. Look at that. Fingers, thumb, ulnar, fist, brachialis, elbow, biceps, triceps. Okay, cool. Does that make sense? Yeah. So this is why you want to simplify it. You want to take all those matchsticks, all those kindling, all those little sticks, use them together into one stick that you can pull at your knowledge whenever you want, easily. This is why simplifying works. Hey, look, they're playing the center, just like I said. Cool. So they get a power position, they get height, and they're just poking at people right now. Trying to get 3 kills. So here's the deal. Ring pulls away. Because of the quality of the stream, you can't see it. They have 1 minute and 27 seconds. Jack, or any of my students who are in chat, what happens when you're at 60 seconds to 40 seconds out? 60 seconds can also be 1 minute. What do you do around this time? You, as an IGL, need to start, and you already know this because we've gone over this, around the 1 minute mark, you need to start thinking about what's next. What's our next step? Okay. From 1 minute to 40 seconds out, start thinking about your next step. As the IGL, you need to think about that, and as the non-IGL, you need to remind your IGL. You ask, what's next? What's our next step? How do we win the game? What is our priority? Do we go for kills? Or do we go for position? Great. If it's a position, do we stay here? Do we rotate? Where to? You ask these kinds of questions. Okay? It's a little flow chart. Keep going. They're poking. Sweet through. That's crazy. They have so much time here, and they're just rushing this. Look how much time they have, dude. At 20, 30 seconds, Sweet should have waited for Funk to be there, you know? Make sure his whole team is there. Wait for the scan. Also, if you're playing with a scan meta and you're a Bang, you should always try to lead with your scan character next to you. Why? Let's say you're the Bangalore, the Bloodhound, who's right behind you. These are the enemies. Again, triangles are the enemies. You can have the Blood scan them, and you have information. Right? But you can't do that with Caustic. So if you have the abilities, use the abilities properly. This is crazy. Like, Sweet through completely. I want to hear the comms on this. That's crazy. So he was prioritizing kills. He should have calmed, like around here. This is Sweet's fault. He should have calmed. Like he probably did. You know, we need to prioritize kills. But this is why timing. This is him. This is Sweet. He is obsessed. This is one of the greatest IGLs in the world. He is obsessed with speed. Anytime you are obsessed with killing a team as quickly as possible, you need to pause and slow down immediately. Right? If you have time, if you have plenty of time in the world, right? If you're not under like the 30-second mark and you have plenty of time, you need to slow down sometimes. Why? Because timing beats speed every time. If he had waited 5 seconds, maybe even 10 seconds, maybe they would have missed a kill or two, fine. Who gives a fuck, right? Because if one of your teammates are down, you're fucked. That's detrimental. You're not completely fucked, but it's detrimental. So what do? You just wait 10 seconds. You get your team over here, you huddle, and then you shoot. Jack, I just want you to know that this is one of the smartest IGLs in the world, and he completely threw. So if you're watching, if you're still watching, I want you to feel better about yourself because, even the best people in the world, they still make these kinds of mistakes. It's about lowering the frequency of your mistakes. That's all. Like no one ever plays perfectly. Look at this. They had free scans, free kills. He could have popped down at the same time. They have cover. They have grenades. Oh my god, this is crazy to me. Look how many grenades they have. Just toss the goddamn grenades. Just throw 2 grenades. That's crazy. Just throw your grenades. Low is smooth and smooth is fast every time. I love that quote. I use it all the time. 100% agree. So again, this was a timing issue. Maybe a communication issue. We can't really judge that because we can't hear the comms. Either way, though, could have controlled that a little bit better, the timing on that. So they're just going to play slow. Okay, they die. So I just want to reiterate again, look, this is round 3. Round 3, rings 1 through 3. I will repeat this till the end of time. Cover to cover. Cover to cover. Most important thing. And then ring 4, kills. Position. I can't type. Right. Kills and position. Here's the thing. Ring 4 through 6. Rings 4 through 6, right? It's all timing. Because position is like basic. Position, everybody understands position. But timing, position comes from knowledge, right? But timing comes from experience. And that doesn't have to be your experience. It can come from VOD reviewing, too. That's why I'm a huge fan of VOD reviewing. Timing comes from experience. Timing in any skill, whether it's Apex, whether it's macro rotation, whether it's fighting in real life or in Apex, is the end all be all for everything. Timing, every time. Every time. You are playing CC today. Good luck. People are probably already playing. So they die here. Okay. Game 3. Disqualified due to hacker. Oh yeah, that was the hacker situation. So rings 1 through 4. Oh, this is Stormpoint. Pretty easy. Straightforward. Right? Did they land again? Oh, they land Zeus. They rotate what? Okay. North side of the map towards the west. Okay, they get their perps. Pretty straightforward. Rings 1 through 3. Just bullying people, right? Out of position, they're guiding them away from them. They get to a position, rings 2, they're at a white circle. Choke, right? But it's not an edge. It kind of is, But if the ring was here rather than here, this would be a problem. They're still holding it. It's a little interesting. Ring's going to pull away with 19 squads left. I think this is a mistake. Yeah. Okay, so they should have rotated earlier. They need to start thinking about, look, 1 minute. 1 minute mark, 0 to 40 seconds. When do they start to rotate? They need to start thinking about these rotations. But with this many squads left, you got to rotate like 20 seconds earlier. I want to see how long it takes for them. Now they're rotating at the 30-second mark. Not even then, they're late rotating. That's crazy. That is crazy. Sweet, you're smarter than this, man. This is a almost blind rotation. That's crazy. A near blind rotation. Sweet, like, values information. So for them to take a blind rotation here is crazy. They hug this wall. This is viable. Okay, round. Oh my god. Guys, remember? What's the rule? Rings, round, 1 through 3. Position. Just get to position, and then worry about kills. And it's 4 through 6. What happens here? I'm not. This isn't a hard and fast rule, but like look at the round 3 still, right? While people are rotating, and they feel like they need to clear their back here. They don't. Look, and also look where they're shooting. Sweet begins to shoot in the middle of the fucking open. Where is the closest cover? Where is it? Nowhere near him. He is shooting a team that already has their own cover. And he is shooting out in the middle of the fucking open, even with smokes. So, in my opinion, I feel like if Zero was fighting this, Zero would smoke himself. Why? Why do you smoke yourself? Let's say you smoke this side first at the beginning of the fight as a Bangalore. Why do you do that? Because you can poke in and out of smoke. You can go out of smoke, you can shoot them, and then you can go back. Little guerrilla warfare, right? But to shoot out in the middle of open like this is crazy. That's crazy. Oh my god. Slayer goes down because, I don't know. Jesus Christ. Like, they should have smoked right there. It's nuts, man. A reset. Thank God. They did not need to poke that like that aggressively from open space. I think they wanted that position though. So because the ring pulls away from them. That's smart, I guess. I understand it now. Okay, that makes sense. Because Sweet probably predicted the ring was going to pull away from him. See how he smoked himself there? His basics. Yeah, look at that. Pretty straightforward. Covered. Okay. So here, hugging the wall, playing low ground is fine. So this is again, Sweet's right here. Blood, Funk is right here. This is how it should be played if you're playing a scan, at least within this meta. Because you can just scan and then see what's ahead of you. Sweet did the opposite of that in the previous game, and he paid for it. He died. So they're in a bad position here. Very, very bad. They need to fight or at least bully people out of their position. It's not terrible, but it's, I'd say this is like B minus spot. Ring pulls away from them. So ring pulls away from you. Again, the steps are you look for a spot. That doesn't work. You fight. Spot can be God spot or a good spot. For fighting, you either bully, do a full 3v3, or you third party options. In this, I would say in this order, maybe around there. It's situational, but always God spot good spot. And then this is like whatever, you know. Let's see here. Ring pulls away from them. Again, marker we're looking for is 1 minute mark to 40 seconds. And you should start thinking about, let's look at their pings from the next 10 seconds, okay? If there are any pings right now. And we can't hear, oh, okay, so they're prioritizing the teams south of them for that mirror. They know they're going to have to, the team south of them is going to have to push into them. So what is Sweet going to do? He's probably going to prio smokes on the left, maybe? Because they don't have verticality. Zips. Oh, they walk up. Oh, they get a free walk up here. That's crazy. Or nearly free. Good use of smokes. Aggressive scan. They look for a fight. Not bad. Sleeve's adaptability is really, really good. This wasn't like perfectly played, but it was still like really well played. Hmm. Okay, so here they're prioritizing kills at this point. They have the position, right? So now at this point, they were prioritizing position before in rings 4 and 6. Sorry, 4 and 5. But now they're going to prioritize kills in ring 6. That makes sense. I'm transitioning. Getting those kills, they're farming for them. It's below. I could have saved that nade. Make sure nobody was below. Hmm. It's an interesting end zone. I think I've only seen this like twice ever. And never from this side. I've always seen it from the outside. Like at least my team had played on the outside here. No, they played on the inside here once. That was a lie. So Funk is pushing forward, right? Royals destroys them from height. It's crazy. Yeah, they're just resetting. They have a lot of time. This is actually really nice to see somebody just full reset here in final zone. Most people rush. Look at it. They're getting their heals up. They're getting their scans. Look, they have their ultimate accelerants. They're getting their ults up. So this is really cool. Like this is really good, calm, like long-term logistical thinking by Sweet. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, on a macro level, now I go back. So for them to take this super late rotation into this wall, I'm going to steal that in the future. So that means this won't be taken. That means he knew that there was a good chance this area wasn't going to be taken, that this was like a safe place to land. This wasn't his first choice. This was his third choice. So this is something that you can steal in the future. Oopsies. Cool. All right, let's keep moving. Maybe they die. Chilling, they're chilling, they're chilling, they're being chilling. And this is just like 3v3. 3v3v3. Classic. This is where wall bounces would be super effective. They're mantling. Why are they mantling? That's crazy. It's winnable, for sure. Oh yeah, it was top two. That's why they mantled. That makes sense. Hauser Suzik, what's up, man? Okay, cool. That makes sense. Yeah. I was like really questioning this late rotation to this spot, but I definitely learned something. Yeah. So you can do it from that spot, from here, and then late rotate into zone over there. Like if you look at this rotation, Sweet's way ahead of them. And look at these pings. He knows he can't go there. He's thinking about playing down. Thinking of playing above, but they know that they can just get, naded the shit out of them. So he plays over on the left side. This is really smart because I've played this before. I've definitely won like scrims like playing this before. So like this is so valid. That's such a valid spot. That's a really good preparation on Lee's part, and maybe his analyst if he has one. Good stuff. So I definitely learned something there. It was questionable to me on first sight, but now looking at it the second time, it's great. Okay, so pretty standard Zeus to wall rotation. Oh, interesting. Round one, getting the shields up. Round two, still playing northwest side of the map. Playing very edge here, delayed edge, which is viable. But white circle edge choke. Gotta be careful. They won't have a power position here. Gotta be super mindful of that. See where they go. Oh, so he knew that there were probably people over there. So they're gonna go back. That was smart. That was the right move. So they're avoiding white circle edge choke. It was the right move. Thank God. It could be white circle edge choke here, but at least he's on height. They have cover. Their back is clear. Right? Their back is clear, and then if there are people, if there are enemies down here, then they could just shoot them. But if it had been reversed, if they were on the low side here and their enemies were up here shooting at them, that would have been a nightmare. So good foresight, good macro rotation. Match ended by Evan because of the cheater. Okay, that makes sense. I want to look at Legends. Legends. I love Legends gaming. This is from a month ago. How you doing, Sirizic? Okay, Legends. All right, I'm gonna do these games and then I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna make like some breakfast or something. Not a huge breakfast guy, but you make like a protein shake or something. They land Siphon. Huh. They do early fights. They're bullying mostly. Round one fighting. Holy shit. Why? Why? Round one fighting. Why? 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 I'll tell you why. Because it's Apex South. And Shaving Flame knows that 80% of the time they could wipe this team, right? But still, it builds bad habits for LAN. It builds confidence for LAN too. So, this is a trade off. I'm not totally against it, but it's just like, Blackhand got naded to hell here. I think I've watched these games like multiple times. What's up, Vertigo? You want to rank? I'll rank with you. I barely play Apex anymore, but it's just fun to play. They double back, they let him go, they reset. Oh my god, why are they like that? Was all unnecessary. They just like burned through like multiple meds. They didn't need to. They could just chill here. Oh yeah, I love this game. I love this game so much. This is such a good game. Okay, so basically, they call this ring really early. The ring's gonna pull to them. My team gets decimated here, by the way. I'm pretty sure this is the game that ends around here, and my team, White Flash, they blind Valgalt to here, which is crazy. Like, there's just like my teammate was actually here the whole time in command, right? So they were still here. They were chilling here. They played it really well, and they blind Valgalted. Not Valgalted, but blind evac ulted to low ground here, which is really questionable on like edge choke. Um, that was like not fun to watch, but let's watch it from a winner's perspective. I don't think they win here. Player K is such a good anchor. Like this is like high level anchoring. Okay, so this is what's happening. This is what we can learn from this. The whole time, you can get your power position, your POI, right? But in this building, here's the building that they're in, right? Let's draw the building. Not like on the map. Like they have this building and then they have like, the stairs or whatever. And then the fences, right? And then the bins and then the stairs, right? They could just sit inside here the whole time and just do nothing, right? But they shouldn't. What do? Instead, they establish power position at this box. They have a fallback point by putting fences inside. They secure this, and then they expand. This is like a great way to try to farm for kills. Is you get your power position first, your little box. You lock it down with, in this current meta, probably with either fences or caustic traps. So that way, if you get hard push, you can just go inside, and then you expand, and you do 2 to 1. You don't do 1-1-1. What I mean by that is you don't have one person here, and one person here. You don't do that. Instead, what you do is you have this. You have one person here, and then 2 people here. Why do you do that way? Because you want this person to anchor, usually somebody with anchor abilities like Watson or Caustic. And then you have these 2 people look for kills, which is what's happening right now. So player K is the one getting information, watching their back, securing fences, that kind of a thing. It's okay to kind of leave this open a little bit because they know that people probably aren't going to walk up here. They just have to be, it's a little bit risky, but they have this position and if something happens, they can just fall back into here, which happens multiple times. In addition to force Valve to buy a better microphone, I'm on my fucking laptop, dude. Like, if I had like an actual home instead of like traveling a lot, yeah, I would have a better setup. But right now, I literally have one bag, and when I travel, and that includes my laptop and whatever clothes. And then I buy clothes. See, look, this is what happens. When he gets hurt, they go back in here, and then they chill. Look at that. Go back and reset. And if you're a Bangalore, you can do this on the outside too. This is why you smoke yourself. You smoke, and then you can go in and out. Right? In and out. You can shoot pew 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 and then go back in to the smoke. Look at this. It's like the same formula every time. In their position, chilling inside, and now they're gonna go outside to try to establish presence so they don't get like full scent on. Look at that. Going outside, player K gets damage, he goes back inside to heal. The same formula over and over again. But what's happening now? What ring is this? Ring 5? They don't really get kills here, they're just poking for kills. My team, they land down here, which is crazy. There's not a lot of options that they could have done because the ring pulls away from them, but they should have tried to fight. It's risky. Push forward. So right now they're still looking for position and for kills. They're always like vacillating. Like here's the thing, like some people they establish very clearly, okay, ring 5. All the information that I have, we just need to get to a spot. 100% of our energy and mental focus needs to be getting a spot, right? But legends, they're much more flexible than that, right? Ring 5, legends, they're like, okay, right now, for like 10% of the time, we're going to think about getting a good spot, right? Something else happened. Now we're going to react to that. Now we're going to spend the next 10% looking for kills. And then they just go back and forth between these two constantly. They're going between spot and kills constantly. This makes them incredibly flexible. Incredibly. This is only possible if you have an incredibly tight team. Everyone knows their roles really well. They've been together for a long time. Everybody has really good IGLing knowledge. Like player K could go onto a different team and IGL the shit out of them. Just as a fact. Mm-hmm. Position, position, position. No kills yet. Easy Flash goes down. Now they're about to get kills. This is what they find. It's funny, like when you look and you see like on the leaderboard, like, oh, these guys got like 6 kills. But look when they got their kills. It's all ring 6. They got 1 kill as a team up until the last 30 seconds of the game, and then they just fucking farm kills. So looking for when people get their kills really matters instead of just looking at like flat numbers. Like that's the context. Oh, they didn't even get kills here. Philippos does. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna skip rings. See, round 4, no kills. Right? Right? It's one of the best teams in the world. Now they get kills. They have a position first. Thing pulls away from them a little bit. That's okay. We got a minute. We're gonna farm for kills right now. Farm kills, farm kills, farm kills. It's down. They reset here because joke. We're just farming for kills. They know they can play height here. Bare edge. It's doable. I think they win this. Yeah, this is a winnable. There's like a couple mistakes they do here, but they still win. Yeah, they're going for kills. They're clearing one team at a time. If you notice, look at this. The way they're focusing their kills is, there's a team on bridge. They know there's a team here. What do? They just isolate and focus on this one team instead of like focus on the B team instead of like split focusing, right? Just commit to one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Simplify. Super, super simple. See, they use their grenades, by the way. Fucking Legends Gaming is like 1 out of 3 teams in the entire region that uses grenades. I don't know what it is with Apex South, but just people refuse to use grenades. Like I don't understand. Kills, they know they can kill this team. Who was that? Final start? Yeah. Okay, they're not that great. Okay, macro. WTD was eliminated. Yeah, 3 kills. That was kind of messy, I'm gonna be honest. But, they did well. They're like kind of like a jittery, messy team, but they get things done. Like at least on a micro level. On a macro level, they have like really good knowledge. Is this the game we got second? I think we got second in this game. We could have gotten first, but as long, dude, if my team had played off scans here in the final like fight, we could have won. There were a couple of times. There's so many games this split that like during the split that we could have won. Just like if we could slow down, but it was his first pro league, and just didn't have enough experience. That's really it. He needed more experience, and moves got to him, and like this split was kind of like just pure cursed. Like White Flash was completely cursed from the start. We're at the opposite. Hold on. We're right there. Not there, but we are right here. We're right there. That's us. What's up? And he pulls away from them. They get a position. Position or kills. Again, round four. And make a choice. Position, position, position. We're just chilling inside the whole time. There's a building. Kind of lucked out here. Not even lucked out. Actually, Rico's really good at making macro calls. We get second. You want to see this game from our POV? Hold on, let me take a look. LDS odds. White Flash. Game was that? Game 3. Oh my god, this is so cringe. Fuck. Fuck me, man. This was so winnable. Like, insanely winnable. Wait, which? That's the wrong. Match day 7? Match day 8. No, yeah, we were match day 8. Wrong game. Okay, so game 3. We're just chilling in here the whole time. Like, here's the thing. Like, our team can do really well on a macro level. I taught them how to, like, because, like, the first 2 weeks of LGS were just completely scuffed. Right? This first 2 weeks, right? Week 1 and week 2, were completely scuffed because they brought me in like 5 days before week 1 started, and I literally became their coach like at the last day before they could like lock me in, and I didn't even know I was going to be their coach until that day. They're like, "Hey, you're a coach now. You have to do all this paperwork." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." Um, they're like, "We can pay," and like, I don't want to get paid. Like, I'll help you out, whatever. But you got to do what I say. There were a lot of issues with the team. They didn't listen to my macro until about week 3, and then they got their first. Here, these first 2 weeks, they were continuously bottom 3 team. Third week, they got their first time getting second place with kills. With kills, they averaged 7th and 11th overall. So we were beating accusations. And then what happened? Middle of the split happened. We literally could not practice for like 2.5 weeks. Our team just couldn't because something had happened IRL to one of our team members, which I won't go into. But we literally were not able to practice. And then there was another week, about week and a half, about 10 days, where there were no scrims. No fucking scrims. Why? Remember that Asia Japan event that happened in Tokyo where TSM won? Guess what happened? Half of those teams that went to that event were from APAC South. What does that mean? If half of those teams were from APAC South and they were pro teams, that means out of a 20 team lobby, right, only half of them showed up. So that means we couldn't do scrims. So it was like 7 to 10 days of like unable to do any kind of practice, compounded with IRL stuff. We literally just didn't practice for nearly a month, which is crazy. You're unable to practice. So here, Proda was the newest member of our team. He was very nervous. He could have thrown the game multiple times. Ruka did a good job here. Okay, this is my issue with I love my team. They do very well if they can find a good spot. If they can get God spot, this very similar to oversleepers before like Vatari quit. They can get to God spot and they can just chill. Anytime they get to God spot and they chill, and they're able to chill without getting like too much pressure, they can just get to top three instantly. They at least know how to do that, and they at least know how to like fight for those kinds of spots or like bully for those kinds of spots. Strong. Those are the only times they're consistently able to get the top, you know, like top three, top two, like statistically speaking. But I need to be able to go over them, like how to fight for positions and like how to play a little bit more flexible because they still play very rigidly. We'll see how it goes. Unfortunately, I haven't really been able to coach them since um, since I came to America, and it's not even the time difference. It's just that like they're still trying to find their third. There- There's just like a bunch of things going on. Okay, so look, we don't have any kills. It's round three, no, round five. We don't have any kills, which is viable, right? But here's the deal. This is crazy. I think we got one kill here. I keep skipping ahead. Turn up the comms.
你是拿长度吗？哦，没有，你还没有。
Oh, it doesn't even matter because they're speaking in Chinese. I forgot about that. My team speaks in Chinese. Guess who doesn't speak Chinese? Me. I don't speak Chinese. I literally coach a team who I don't speak Chinese. All right, cool. They control here on the outside. They slow down. They farm for kills. Very straightforward. They. Oh, by the way, that cat wall was after the nerf. We were playing cat after the nerf when nobody was playing her. So I just want to say that cat is still viable. People can suck a dick. They don't know what they're talking about. Anyways, it's a comfort pick for us. Okay, here. Oh my god. They could have just slowed down and grabbed medkits. Like, this is them just rushing. This is like lack of experience. This isn't lack of knowledge. Again, this is lack of experience. Zoya goes down. Just reset. Reset. Just full reset. Just get medkits because everybody plays caustic. Get your reset. Just full medkits. There's two things that they could have done differently here, right? One, full reset, get medkits. That's one. Just reset. Step two, playoff scan. And you're going to see step two in just a second. This is their first mistake. Their earliest mistake was not healing and slowing down, right? Just slow down. Everyone's fighting each other. Just let them fight each other. Who gives a fuck? Whatever. Are we missing on kills? Yes, but we can win the game, which does not just, it's not just good for like points, but winning the game feels so good and it would do so well for their morale, you know? I'm not saying like they were incapable of getting second place or top three like before me, but like we've been consistently, they're no longer a bottom three team. They were bottom 16, like fucking by the end of the split, which is unfortunate because we literally couldn't practice for almost a month. So here they just need to slow down because okay. Here's the deal. Ruko was afraid. We talked about this after, right? He was afraid that they have a caustic. They're going to caustic smoke us, right? But because it's APAC South, there's a very high chance that these guys just have already used their caustic smoke. Why? Because in APAC South, player behavior is like ability utility is like really high. Like their usage is really high. They just throw everything except for grenades for some fucking reason. They use all their abilities all at once rather than preserve it, which is fine. It's a different play style. It's viable. But Ruko's afraid of the caustic gas. Just heal. Look, Zoyo is the smartest person on our team by far. He's the best person. Best player on our team by 100 miles. And he heals. Zoyo should have calmed for them to heal. Fucking heal. Everybody should have calmed for them to heal. Ruko is focused on winning the game. Zoyo needs to speak out more and tell our teammates just to fucking heal. Everybody reset. Why? Because in a fight, during a fight, not during macro, but during a fight, this is a fight. Everyone is the IGL. Everyone. Why is everyone the IGL? Because all three of these people only have 70% of the information, even if you're all facing the same direction. Why do you have only 70% of the information? Because even if you are all looking at the same thing, Ruko's mind is completely focused on getting first and his concerns about the caustic gas. That means he's missing 30% of the information. That crucial 30% is the fucking medkit. Zoyo is thinking about medkit. He needs to communicate to Ruko, fucking use your medkit. So again, the two mistakes, the earliest mistake is not using a medkit. The second mistake is not playing off scan. All they have to do here is smoke them, and then play off scan, Zoyo scan. Instead, Ruko rushes out to wide open space. Crazy. I love Ruko. He's like a brother to me. This wide open swing, no cover, insane. I berated him after this. He was not happy about it. He felt rushed. Again, we've talked about this before. Anytime you feel like you need to kill a team as fast as you can, if speed is your biggest concern, you need to slow the fuck down. Every time. Slow down and just think. Take a step back. Think. What are our options? Do we have nades? Do we have abilities we can use? Is there cover? If you notice, Zoyo, again, the smartest person on our team, is chilling back here in cover. Prota, newest person on our team, follows Ruko because Ruko's the IGL. Slow down. Why is Zoyo not our IGL? Because he sucks at communicating in both languages. Ruko also takes the most responsibility out of anybody on the team. Those are the things that you really want from an IGL. Like, that's what separates. Like, Zoyo is technically a better individual player, but Ruko's the IGL because, one, he communicates effectively, which is incredibly important. Not just his knowledge, but he communicates effectively. Come here, very simple, those kinds of commands. And then two, he takes ownership. He takes full responsibility for almost everything. Do you know how I know this? It's because he lost 11 pounds in a week and a half. Maybe like 2 weeks. And he's already thin as a reed. He lost 10 pounds. Probably water weight, just from stress. Why? Because he takes full responsibility for everything on the team. Everything's his fault. And is that good for his mentals? Maybe yes, maybe no. But that's what you want in an IGL. Everyone has an IGL, or supposed IGL, right? Who fucking yells at them and makes everything your fault. This is you. Everything's your fault. Fuck you. Everything's your fault. This is why Ruko is the man. Ruko is a fucking Chad because everything's his fault. He says, blame it on me. That's on me. I should have told you to communicate. I should have done this. I should have done that. Is it good for his overall health? No. But will it make him a better leader? Will it make him a better player long term? In the short term, no. But in the long term, yes. He beats the shit out of himself. This is an admirable trait, you know? There's a point that he needs to, like, monitor himself and be careful, you know? And this is why I'm here as his coach and his friend. And this is why his friends try to help him out. But this is why Ruko's the fucking Chad. Chad of all Chads. That was rough. think I even say it in the comms.
Do you think we should play slower though? But like, I'm worried that they will just caustic out us and like we are like stuck there.
Yeah, but if they're in that
我不知
position,
道，因为我觉得很
we
risky。
could have just played off.
Yeah, we could have just played off the skin. That was it. That's all I said. Yeah, but I'm really proud of them, man. They got second, and they were consistently bottom 3 team. So we went from bottom 3 to top 2. You know, fine, whatever. We played safe. It was like a safe macro, whatever. But there's been a lot of games where we were top 5 and we could have won the game, just off of different experiences. Like Ruko, once he has more experience, he's this entire split, the training for this split, because we're no longer in Pro League. We are now in CC or PLQ, Pro League qualifiers. We're in PLQ, so Pro League qualifiers, PLQ, Pro League qualifier. Okay. So we're in PLQ. I forget how the math on that works. I forget, but we're in PLQ. We'll do well. This entire split, he's worked on faster decision making, right? More decisive, faster decisions, and that means like the idea of the decision, the thought, and the action, right? Or it would take him like 10 seconds. Now it takes him 2, right? So the difference between that is huge. That's a huge amount between thinking about doing something and doing the thing, and the right action, the right thought, right? So he's been doing this in rank and working on it in rank, which is great. I wish Yvonne reviewed a bit more, and there's other things that I wish he did a little bit differently. But on the whole, he realized that he sucks at team fighting compared to what he needs to be, you know. And he's working on it. I just want to like point out something. This White Flash, right? First time ever being in Pro League, right? You're competing. This game is 5 years old. You are literally competing against people who have been in Pro League for 5 years. White Flash, for that split, they had 10 weeks as a team. 10 weeks to 5 years. Let's say there's 50 weeks, 52 weeks in a year. Let's just say it'll round down to 50. In 1 year, compared to fucking even just 1 year versus 10 weeks, that is 5 times the amount of experience. And then multiply by 5, that's 25 times the experience. You know, I'm conflating. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Even 20 times the experience. That's hard to compete against. Like, how do you close that gap? And a lot of that falls on me. Like, what can I do? How can I structure their training environment? How can I structure how they approach the game in a way that closes that gap as quickly as possible? So, my entire split, because there's a million things that they could have worked on. They could have worked on macro, how they moved across the map, when they moved across the map. We could have worked on micro decisions, and that this is like, you know, small communication, quick decision making. This is actually what working on right now. At least Rico is working on right now, like fighting, you know, team fighting, communication. These are kind of the essentials. Right? These are like the kind of 4 building blocks of a team. So their macro was not atrocious. You know, it's not that great. They were consistently a bottom 3 team. If you are consistently a bottom 3 team, that means you have a fundamental misunderstanding of macro. You are overcomplicating. Right? Also, they were doing contests in Jurassic, which is like a B minus POI in the middle of the map, right? And they were contesting, and they were losing path to contests, which is crazy. So we just moved to Coastal Camp, which has its own story, which I literally can't get into. But yeah. Anyways, so what do I do? Like, out of all these things that we could have focused on, right? I chose one thing. We can only improve one thing at a time because I'm thinking long term, right? I'm thinking these guys I'm going to be Ruko's coach for, let's say, a year, maybe longer, right? So I'm thinking if that's the case, we're thinking about skill acquisition. We're going to tackle these one at a time. We're going to focus on macro, right? Why do we focus on macro over team fighting, over communication? Yes, we go over communication a little bit, but macro, why? Because they're dying before ring 4. Can't even make it to ring 4 consistently. Rings 1 through 3, they're dying. They're this. They are literally dying. They can't even get to ring 4. That's not good. So we adjusted their macro in a way that they can consistently get to ring 4 and 5. That instantly boosted their placement from bottom 3 to, on a placement level, to top 10. Right? They were consistently in the top 10 for those first couple of weeks. Not after the first 2 weeks. I didn't count the first 2 weeks of their split. There's stuff that happened that I won't get into, but it was incredibly frustrating. Yeah. There's just behind the scenes stuff, not with the team, a little bit with the team, but there's some behind the scenes stuff that was completely out of mine and our control. That was a little ridiculous. Like last second changes that I wanted to pull my hair out of. But yeah, anyways, so rings 1 through 3, they were having a difficult time. So we got them to ring 4 or 5. They increased their placement, consistent placement. And that was literally my only concern. Like, my main concern, I should say, for that entire split. Like, we just need to not get bottom 5. We just need to get to fucking ring 4 and 5. Everything else doesn't matter. Like, our team fighting doesn't matter if we can't get to ring 4. Okay, those are all the things that I kind of want to go over. You guys have any other questions? I'm going to end the stream soon, I think. I want to make some breakfast. If you guys have any questions, I have a Discord that you can, questions for Valverine, VOD reviews, that kind of thing. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Have a good one. If you have any questions, shoot me a DM on Discord or on Twitter. Otherwise, I'm going to do my IRL work, my real job, and do that.